time, as Cedric Pioline did between points in the opening game. Very deliberate, composing himself by taking additional time between points. Hewitt obviously in an aggressive mood and really pressing in the opening game. A few big forehands just missing.
Merci.
Lleyton Hewitt, 18 years of age. His first Davis Cup final. Big swing, using his entire body, shoulder coming through, all of his weight going forward. Players hesitated, thought the serve was wide.
Strange drop shot from Pioline. You don't see him use that too often. But in his early stages, it looks like Lleyton's having a bit of trouble trying to hit the ball through Pioline. And that's because the surface is a little slow. He's proven himself on courts, Lleyton, as we see that one go off the frame. On faster courts where he can counter-punch so well, he's a magnificent counter-puncher. Maybe the question here he has to answer is whether he's strong enough and fit enough to hit the ball through a class player like Pioline on this slower surface. Whoa!
15-30.
Certainly won't be for lack of the size of his heart. Good serving there, getting him out of trouble in this game.
It's improved part of his game as he grows in strength. Sets aside a couple of times during the year to train with some weights, build up his strength.
There's the heaviness of shot from Cedric Pioline. Able to hit the ball for a clean winner from the back of the court. He got the ball to hit and didn't hesitate.
Merci.
So the first break point of the match to France. It certainly would be nice to get on the board here for Lleyton early in this first set. Just calm his nerves a little bit, settle him down. Unusual error there from the Pioline forehand.
Les joueurs sont prêts.
Cedric going with the high, heavy top spinning ball to Lleyton's backhand Just got above his power zone.
Merci.
Break point again for the French.
Premier service.
Tremendous point. The 1-2 punch from Hewitt. Set it up with the first serve. It really has helped him a great deal in this game.
Égalité.
Beautiful first serve. And drawing the short return from Pioline and making him change directions. A good play. Going behind the opposition, back to Juice.
Merci.
Ferocious volley from Pioline. And after this well-played, well-timed slice backhand down the line, it kept low. And he moved in and across.
Avantage.
There's no way that ball was coming back. Break point for the third time for Pioline.
Merci. S'il vous plaît.
Well, it's a match already, isn't it, Fitzy?
Well, you get the feeling it could be long.
Égalité.
Only in the second game, and already the crowd's been involved. There's been ads, there's been juices already. Leighton really is serving well in this first game to keep himself in it. Hewitt, he opened up the backhand side, hit the forehand across court to Pioline.
Avantage. Australie.
And there was a gap for the backhand side of the Frenchman. And Leighton certainly didn't hesitate. He went for the right shot, and he got it deep and wide near the line. Ends up his first game point on his serve.
Australie.
Leighton nods to Newt.
You know, John, the way Leighton gets pumped up, I think in this particular match, it's important for him not to do it too early. He needs to conserve a lot of energy here, because if this match goes to 5 sets and maybe to a 4-hour type of length, then
ce n'est pas un changement de côté, s'il vous plaît.
A bit of energy he can muster towards the end of this match, so it'd be nice to see him stay calm early.
S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts. Un peu de silence, s'il vous plaît. Premier service. Premier service. 0-15.
Well, interesting play here from Pioline. He is an all-court player, that's for sure, but on the clay he tends to stay back a lot more than he does on other surfaces. He's been the one that has tried to approach the net so far in this match. I wonder if that is an indication that he knows Hewitt can stay out there on the baseline for long periods of time. And maybe he feels like he has to attack more to win his fair share of points.
It is coming in again. And having played against Leighton 3 times this year, he has a few clues on where Leighton prefers to hit his passing shots. Very noticeable, particularly in the match against the Russians, that Leighton prefers to hit his backhand across court when he's trying to make a passing shot.
Both sides. Cedric Pioline, he doesn't have to chip the backhand to come in. He's also got it in his repertoire where he can really come over the backhand. Look at the preparation there, and he hits that with a lot of topspin, and it's got a lot of forward speed on it to take Leighton out of court.
Touch the ball first.
Oh, that's an extraordinary call.
And that's going to cause a problem.
This is a very unlikely scenario. Jorge Diaz is claiming that Cedric Pioline hit the ball on the fly.
Usually the player can tell, can't he, John, if he's actually done that? And Cedric obviously believes he didn't.
Oh, well, there's no way that happened. So it's scored at 30 all, and that really is an extraordinary decision. The ball was very close to the baseline. Many thought it was just long. There was only one person here who thought he might have hit the ball on the fly, and that was the umpire, and that's the only one that counts.
Australia, it is the French television feed from this broadcast that produces the replays on this broadcast. So disappointing we didn't actually see one there to see whether Jorge Diaz was correct in his call. But maybe as time goes on, they'll produce one for us and we'll be able to tell. Nevertheless, Pioline hanging on here. He's 40-30.
Good depth. Leighton taking the ball early before the top of the bounce. It was right back on top of Cedric before he really had time to settle.
Wasn't a bit of a bad bounce there too, was there? It looked like it. Talked to Brad Druitt after the first match. He was down at courtside. He thinks there's quite a few bad bounces on this court. the quickness of Hewitt causing Pioline, I think, to play a few shots that he normally wouldn't play, John.
Yeah, that was a little bit rash then. And even had he played it to perfection, I think Leighton would have almost volleyed that one. He saw it happen very quickly. It probably made Cedric feel pretty silly halfway through that shot. So break-back point to Australia.
Service.
A break point for Australia.
Premier service.
There is the break for Australia. Leighton Hewitt runs to the net. Australia leads 2-1 with a break. Leading with a break of serve. And Cedric Pioline just a little confused in his strategy at the moment. Serving and volleying and attacking. That's Bruno Ribeau.
I'm sure, John, if Bruno wasn't a French citizen, he may well have been umpiring this Davis Cup final. ITF central umpire, and does a lot of big matches for the Grand Slam events and Davis Cup.
Jeff Tarango's favourite umpire.
Well, Leighton really is serving well early in this match.
And he's on to that short ball like a flash.
15-0.
Waiting for the ball to come up and just nailing it. Just so quick onto the short ball. No mercy. And that's not thank you either.
Kansas.
Well, certainly the early signs are good here for Leighton Hewitt and Australia. He looks very composed, playing good tennis himself. The reaction of Cedric is a bit strange, I agree, John. I think he's pressing a little bit too much. He's mishitting a few balls. He's certainly attacking the net more than I would have expected him so far.
Leighton serving, standing very wide to serve to the first court.
This time Cedric, I think, complaining, and Guy having a look to see where the noise is coming from in the middle of the points. Cedric indicating that was what caused him to maybe take his eye off the ball and miss hit that one.
There's the slice backhand approach. It was a good lob there by Leighton, catching Cedric right off balance as he was coming in. And Cedric a bit lucky to survive that point at deuce. Leighton serving.
Chip down the line there from Leighton. He was under pressure there. Pioline had played a tremendous forehand to get him out of court. And he hits this chip slice down the line onto a dime. Makes Pioline stretch. And Cedric not able to come up with the touch forehand volley across court. From Leighton Hewitt, picking the right ball to hit. He's such a good percentage player, the young South Australian, and he consolidates the break of serve and leads 3-1 here.
Call now for information on a club near you. Tennis, you're gonna love it.
Dynamite last point from Leighton Hewitt, really nailing the last shoulder-high forehand. He leads 3-1. First set.
Prenez place, s'il vous plaît.
Second rubber. Mark Philippoussis, the winner over Sebastian Rojon in 3 straight sets in the first one. Elegant tennis. Wry smile from Leighton. Beautifully picked up on the half volley to the angle. Off this dipping return of serve. Elegantly played by Pioline. Left a lot of room down the line. And then gently into the open court.
Zero.
Makes a big difference if you get that free point occasionally. And Cedric's got a pretty good first serve. He gets his fair share of free points. It's not as big as some of the players on tour, but very accurate first serve. 2 aces in a row.
Ace on the second serve. Pioline stays within shooting distance. Pioline as he comes back onto court. But it's 18-year-old Leighton Hewitt in control in the first set, leading 3-2 with a break. It's a very international event, isn't it? We've got the Mexican wave here in France. like those things, they do it very well.
Merci. Les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît. Par égale le joueur, s'il vous plaît.
And already 33 minutes have passed, John, for 5 games in this match. Certainly taking on a different perspective than the first singles rubber. One of those wars of attrition that Nuke so often talks about.
And if there's any luck to be had at the moment, and Leighton is having it.
S'il vous plaît.
So often does, Leighton going to the forehand on the second serve to that first court. Going wide with the second delivery. He rarely comes up with a double fault. That one, in fact, the first one he's served so far in this match. Still has a game point here, 40-30. Pioline showing us what he can do with his forehand. He's very strong off both wings. Gave 2-3 points away early in this game by missing the first shot on the forehand, but that time in with plenty of time getting in a terrific position. He knocked that ball off easily. Back to Juice.
S'il vous plaît.
Strange turnaround here, John. 4 points in a row after Leighton led 40-love in this game.
It's a little loss of concentration. And you see it happen so many times in Davis Cup matches and major events when the games are going on quite comfortably and somebody just loses concentration at 40-love. It happened with Mark Philippoussis in the first rubber a couple of times.
Les joueurs sont prêts. Les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît.
Foot fault called.
S'il vous plaît.
You've got to hand it to Leighton. He was faced with a second serve there. The first serve on that point may well have been good, and he was called a foot fault. He never hesitated. He went straight into the second serve motion and played a very, very strong point from the back of the court. He had to hit about 8 or 10 balls in that rally.
Forget taking some notes. Tough game. Very similar to the first game. And Leighton serve. Introduced several times. Lucky to survive.
S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
Break back for France. Games are all even in the first set at 3-all.
And ironically, John, I think Cedric broke a string on the last forehand he hit. If Leighton could have kept that ball in play, he may well have won that point, I think. Pioline would have to have controlled the ball a lot. It would have been a lot more difficult for him to keep the ball in court, wouldn't it? As soon as you break that string, it really rebounds off your strings and you lose control. So bad luck there for Hewitt. Back on serve, we've got a dogfight.
Match has been in progress for just over 40 minutes, which was the length of the first set in the previous match. Forget's wife with the darker hair. Isabella.
Messi. Messi.
Leighton just overplaying that one a little bit.
30-0.
Really going for everything and sometimes just a bit too much.
In the last two service games that Cedric has had, the first serve really has helped him. He stepped up his serving. And on occasion, he's also gone after the second serve and followed it into the net. Seven points in a row on his serve, he's won. what you call putting the mocker on a poor guy. 40-15.
Big swing on the forehand. High on the backswing.
Merci.
One more point for France. Pioline hangs on, and France leads in Los Angeles. And the next time he played was at the US Open.
Well, he has to get that previous service game of his out of his mind, showing the new balls there to Cedric Pioline. He had 40 love in the previous service game he had and ended up blowing it, so he has to get back to business here. Oh, that's a backhand that we see so often from Cedric Pioline. One of the most precise, well-structured backhands on the tour. You need a lot of forearm strength to hit that shot. Unusual on the forehand. You don't often see Pioline miss-hit the ball like that.
The last two balls he's missed-hit rather badly. One off the backhand, one off the forehand. It's a bit the nature of clay. The ball deviates off it, responds to spin.
Oh, terrific point there from Leighton. Set it up with the first serve down the middle, but had to hit two high-quality forehands to win it. He sees Pioline coming back into the middle of the court here and wrong foots him.
Jeu Australie. 4 jeux partout.
Good solid game from Leighton Hewitt. And he has leveled the first set at 4 games all. Just on 50 minutes of play. Every game being keenly contested.
points we've seen, John.
Leighton Hewitt just ferocious in attack. Hitting through the ball. This coming off the frame, which gave Leighton a chance to get in a position. Wrong footing Pioline back to the forehand side. Beautiful high backhand volley from here, but Leighton's speed allowed him to get to it with ease. So France is in trouble at 4-all. Love 30. Pioline serving.
Against Holmes.
You're right, he's got a game plan to come into the net far more often than he has in the past against Leighton. When he played him in Melbourne Park, in the Australian Open at the beginning of the year, he really had no game plan at all and just responded to Leighton's tennis. Played a reactive match, but he's very proactive tonight.
What a costly mistake that was. I was about to say how he'd served his way out of trouble here. His first serve has really been helping him the last 3 times he stepped up to the line to serve, but what a poor mistake. Boy, just over anxious there. He hurried it. The ball was sitting there, begging to be hit, and quite often that they become the most difficult shots. So break point to Hewitt here.
Good jamming first serve, right sliding into the body of Leighton Hewitt. Both players coming in off the long run already.
Well, he really is serving his way out of trouble, though, isn't he? First 3 games he served, you'd have to say, excuse me, the first 2 games he served, you'd have to say were quite ordinary. And since then, the next 3, he really has lifted his tempo.
A very complete player. Just pressing too much there on the second serve, intending to serve volley the second ball. And he is serving and volleying the second ball to the backhand side. He's giving away the line, covering the cross court. Back to Juice, 4 games all and Juice. First set of the second rubber.
And both players having to deal with their fair share of tough break points on their own serve. Both having faced pressure already a lot of times in this first set. Here's another stage where Pioline has to face it. Hewitt with yet again a break point at 4-all in this first set.
Foul.
That's the pressure, pressing too much, the double fault. He capitulates, and there's the first serve percentages. Pioline down at 33%, and Leighton Hewitt at 63%. Leighton winning 59% of the balls when they go in the first serves, 54% on the second serves. Pioline at 73 and 50% respectively. Leighton Hewitt serving for the first set after 55 minutes of play. Just 18 years of age, representing Australia for the third time. Beautiful tennis from Pioline. The most complete player. Making this ball a long way before the top of the bounce so he could wrong foot Leighton, and with a heavily backspun drop volley angled across court. Hewitt serving for the first set, 15-all. Going on the attack, attacking the corners and throwing caution to the wind.
Well, he's got his back to the wall in this first set, hasn't he? But the backhand really set this point up, allowed him to attack down the line to Hewitt's forehand, had him stretching too much. So Leighton under pressure again on his own serve, trying to close out this first set.
Merci.
And the free point just when he needed it.
Good solid first serve, wasn't it? It's a big improvement in Leighton's game this year. He's serving.
You can see there, John, only 165 kilometres an hour, a bit slower than some of the big servers on the tour, but that one perfectly placed, and that's what he's so good at with his serve. First and second deliveries.
Close up here. I'll break back point for France.
Les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
Pioline fights back, breaks back and levels the first set at 5-all, and this is a match.
5 jeux partout.
French team standing and applauding their #1 player.
Merci. S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts.
Pioline's confidence rising, coming to the net with more assurance.
15-0.
It seems that Cedric wants to persevere with that serve and volley on the second serve to the second court, out wide to the Hewitt backhand. He then covers the cross-court backhand return of serve of Leighton. And he's won a lot of points with that so far, but that return just a fraction too good. It was dipping too low, and Pioline not able to get enough on the volley.
Service.
As he did in the first couple of games, Leighton pressed on the forehand. When he flattens it out too much, it seems he overplays it. But worth a go occasionally.
France leads 6 games to 5 in the first set. Winner in 1996. Come on the court, 1 down. And he's being encouraged by nearly 10,000 Frenchmen. And he certainly is responding. Leighton Hewitt now serving to stay in the first set. 5-6.
Merci.
Beautiful, accurate forehand from Hewitt. He really has developed that shot over the last couple of years. When he gets the short ball on the forehand, he goes for the line and pulls it off far more times than he misses it. Alan Stone, how you seeing that? How you seeing it through the TV screen down there?
Well, the picture's coming through beautifully, Fitzy. I'd be a bit happier if he'd been able to serve out that first set, though, when he had 5-4, 30 all on his serve. I think just pressing a little much in this match. I'm just a little surprised at, you know, the number of errors. They're not poor errors, but I mean, he's just really come out. He's been taking some yippee beans, I think. He's just, I've never seen him quite as aggressive as this.
Yeah, I agree, Alan. He really has gone for everything from the opening bell.
Do you think that has something to do with the fact that he might believe he has to generate more power from the back of the court to hit the ball for winners on this slower surface?
Yes, I think so, John, and also probably against Pioline as well. He doesn't want to let Pioline, I think, sort of dictate the style of play too much in the rallies, so he's trying to get the first good hit in.
45.
2 points to force the tiebreaker.
Entre la ligne, jeu décisif. 6 jeux partout.
And a tiebreaker will decide the opening set.
France.
He's a good all-court player, this Frenchman. He's got most of the shots in the book. Leighton dropped the forehand too short early in that rally that allowed Pioline to crack one and get in. And his athleticism here wins him the point.
2-0. France. S'il vous plaît.
Struck ball there from Hewitt. Looks like it's just carried over the sideline.
Jorge Diaz is coming to have a look.
Oh.
He's still looking and he's signaling out.
And didn't look that convincing.
No, he didn't look convincing at all. Normally they look, make up their mind and signal. He was still having a second look after he gave the signal. Have a look at it in the replay here. A beautifully struck ball.
Oh, and just a millimetre or so in it.
Yeah, I think you'd have to look at the mark to be able to tell.
France.
Unlucky miss there for Hewitt, though, going down 2 mini breaks now. 3-love. He's in a hole here in this tiebreaker.
S'il vous plaît, les jeux sont prêts.
Beautiful serve volley combination. Moving in as he made contact with forehand volley. Very aggressively hit. 4-love. France in a strong position now in this tiebreaker.
Premier service.
This time the crowd upsetting Pioline, contributing to the double fault. One on the change of ends, and France in a commanding position in this tiebreaker inside the first set. Australia has won the first rubber. Philippoussis over Grosjean in 3 straight sets.
Crowd sensing a real change here. Hewitt has never lost an opening set in the Davis Cup tie, so this, if he does go down here in the first set, will be a first for him. A new experience.
S'il vous plaît.
And he's not out of this first set yet, though. The old cliche, Jay, 1 point at a time. It only takes one good shot from Hewitt and a mistake from Pioline, and we'll be back on serve here.
Mesdames, Messieurs, s'il vous plaît, par égard le joueur, restez silencieux pendant le service, s'il vous plaît, merci. S'il vous plaît.
And the crowd feeling that that disturbance came from the Australian section, way up high in the rafters here. Fabulous topspin lob from Hewitt. How composed was that under pressure?
Nick to his feet.
5-3.
And it is tightening up.
France.
And Pioline is somebody who doesn't always play his best when things get close. Solid volley, shoulder height. Gives France 3 set points.
Well, Leighton didn't do enough with that return, did he? I'm sure he felt or sensed that Pioline would come in after that second serve. He's been doing it a lot in this first set. When he really needed a point there, he did it again. Leighton just floating the return too high. So 3 set points now to France.
Solid tennis from Leighton Hewitt.
France.
He is a fighter of the first order.
And that's why Pioline, I guess, is coming in so much, John, because he knows when he stays back with Hewitt, he's going to have to win the point the hard way.
One more point on Leighton's serve.
Merci. France.
6-5, just 1 set point remaining, this time on the Pioline serve.
This here is a big point. a lot resting on whether Pioline gets his first serve in here or not. Nicholas Escude there in the foreground.
Merci.
Question time for Cedric Pioline. Is he going to serve and volley the second ball?
Pioline, he was there, he picked the right shot. Hewitt went for his favourite cross-court backhand on the pass. He didn't hit it that well, John, and Cedric had a volley there for the taking, and he blew it.
I think he overplayed the volley. It was he was there, he'd anticipated the cross-court backhand. He was right on top of the net. It was nearly shoulder high. It's just not the ball you should miss. But I just think he tried to put a little bit extra onto it and paid the price. 6-all. And Leighton Hewitt has saved 3 set points.
Merci.
1 more point on the Pioline serve.
Doesn't want to stay back with Leighton. He forces himself to serve and volley on the second ball again, and this time Hewitt was waiting for it. Kept the return very low, played the percentage perfectly.
This will be a huge body blow to France if they lose this opening set.
This would be a huge turnaround here for Hewitt to win this first set now. Served 1 double fault that whole first set in 1 hour and 20 minutes. And one of the few times I've ever seen the pressure get to him.
Set partout.
Well, several times this year, Leighton has played the biggest match of his life. And now it doesn't get any bigger than this.
Pressure. I guess you've got to say that the forehand to some degree has let Leighton down in this tiebreaker. He's missed 3 of them.
Cedric Pioline was just hanging on to slicing the ball back. He was at Leighton's mercy. Nothing wrong with the way Leighton hit the ball. It just caught the tape. Just maybe a little bit of tension interfering. So again, for the 4th time, set point to the Frenchman. He's down on his haunches. He's feeling his age. It's the first set. It's 1 hour and 21 minutes old. Set to France. 7 games to 6.
And we really will see who's the fittest player here. As this match drags on, it's going to be tough to come to terms with the loss of that first set for Leighton Hewitt. But, boy, What a first set performance by both players. They both felt the pressure. They dealt with it on different occasions, and then they didn't on different occasions. See the difference in first serve percentages there from Hewitt 63 compared to Pioline 33%, which is very poor by anyone's standards. And he couldn't buy a first serve in that tiebreaker, Pioline. And I'm sure in the end, he just wonders how the heck he got over the line, fell over the line at the end of that first set.
18 winners to 9 in favour of Pioline. But he won it, if anything, I think, on a trailing throttle. He was really feeling the pinch.
S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts.
Hewitt might have gone down, but he went down with all guns firing, serving first game of the second set.
Very important, isn't it? At the start of the next set, to really apply yourself. It's tough to keep that same tempo going. The crowd noise is way down now. It was at a boiling point just a few minutes ago, but imperative here that Leighton keeps his nose in front early in the second set. And a good sign from Hewitt here, looking composed in his own mind, just starting from scratch. Excellent first game from Leighton Hewitt. He holds serve and leads 1-love. And back at the Acropolis here in the centre of Nice, we've got some tension. I know it's late in the early morning there in Australia, but don't go to bed and miss this. This has the potential to be an absolute classic. Pioline serving, love 1 in the second set. Big one that Cedric was missing at the end of that first set. He's got it in his bag, but for him to win this match, he really needs to lift his first serve percentage from 34% in the first set. Opened his shoulders up there in that game, Cedric Pioline.
Un jeu partout. Merci.
Well, Stone, a little bit of a heartbreaker there at the end of that first set for Australia, but do you get the feeling here that maybe Pioline has dropped down a notch early with his ground strokes in this second set. Double fault there for Leighton Hewitt. First one of this set. Starting to make a few unforced errors, Cedric. 27 in all, just a few more than Hewitt at 22. But spraying his ground strokes early in the second set. Maybe the letdown after the pressure at the end of that tiebreaker. A good service game from Hewitt. Stays in front here early in the second set. He leads 2 games to 1. So Cedric Pioline just getting a little bit of sustenance at the change of ends. He's settling in for the long haul, I guess. Certainly Leighton will have that in his mind. Wanting to go the distance here. Hasn't been to 5 sets in a Davis Cup match before. And may never have, I'm sure, never has played under this type of pressure in a cauldron like this stadium here, the Acropolis in Nice. So Pioline now to serve 1-2 in the second set. From Leighton Hewitt. Keeping the ball in play. Pioline had him stretching here. Makes a terrific get there. Pioline goes for the angle, but Hewitt faked and waited into that forehand corner. Saw the gap down the line and let it rip. From Cedric Pioline. If you serve and volley on a clay court for long periods of time, you need to be fairly creative. And he certainly was there. Has every volley in the book. Thought it was worth a question. He's up out of the chair. He actually asked Leighton what he thought, and Leighton, well, some disagreement. I think Leighton's going to lose the argument here. Jorge Diaz suggesting the ball was good. Alan Stone, a little bit of a heartbreaker, wasn't it, at the end of that first set?
Well, it certainly was, John, but that's what makes Davis Cup tennis so great, doesn't it? The drama of it and the tension and the difficulty in a close situation for either player to have served it out. But that's really nail-biting stuff. This is where Leighton will have to be a little bit careful here after that disputed call. I must say he's staying very calm, though, John, isn't he?
He really is. He's still focused. You can see it in his eyes after the tiebreaker. perseveres with the serve and volley to the second court, and he covers the backhand volley probably 85% of the time, and that's where Hewitt goes. They've studied Leighton, they know his game. So 40-15 now. To come forward.
Well, that's quite an extraordinary departure.
Yeah, but I think you could see on the screen that that ball was good. It was touching the outside of the line, clean part of the line.
Yes, it is.
And I think probably a good idea that Leighton doesn't get involved. He thought the other one was out, was overruled, so better off staying out of it, I guess.
Beautiful touch, just landing on the very top of the net and rolling over. It looked both ways. See the replay.
40-30.
I save those for the break points.
That's a little bit too pretty, isn't it?
Ball shooting off the line there, giving Leighton Hewitt some problems. Staying low, and Pioline hanging on. 2-all now in this second set.
Mesdames, Messieurs, s'il vous plaît, prenez place. Ce n'est pas un changement de côté, s'il vous plaît.
Backing away from Leighton. He's missed a couple of those when he's flattened them out too much. He didn't try to overplay this one. It's the forehand within himself. Try and make it too good. This time the forehand getting Leighton into a little bit of trouble. 30-all now, the first opportunity, really the first little bit of daylight that Cedric Pioline has had early in this second set.
40-30.
Type of play I would expect from Pioline on this surface. Stay back, hit 10, 12, 14 balls, try to work his opponent around, and then when he gets a short ball, just unleash it a little bit and build the point from there. If the ball comes back, maybe then come into the net. It surprised me in that first set that he did attack so much so early in the point.
Foul!
Hewitt in trouble at break point. Overplaying the ball, the unforced error, and France goes to lead in the second set, 3-2. And there's Cedric Pioline just having secured the break in the second set. France leading in the second rubber. 1 set and 3-2 with a break. And joining us now, Todd Woodbridge. He's back at peak form. Is that right, Todd?
We're hoping so. We'll see tomorrow, won't we? But I've been hitting the ball quite well.
Tough match, this one, eh?
Very, very. It's just like a seesaw right now, and it's, I think, going to continue that way. It's difficult for Leighton sitting down courtside because Cedric's such a streaky player. He can come along and play 5 or 6 just beautifully constructed, well-hit points, then all of a sudden gets a break in the first point of the game like that when he hits a miss-hit. And it's difficult to know kind of what style of tennis for Leighton to play, whether to keep on being just, counter-punching or get in there and be aggressive and try and whack winners. And we saw he got too aggressive on that last break point, not quite sure how to play the point. It's interesting. I watched Leighton play Cedric about 4 or 5 weeks ago. See Natalie Torzier there, Federation Cup player for France, Wimbledon finalist in the ladies singles. But it's a very similar match to what Leighton and Cedric played in the Paris indoor. A different surface, but the same circumstances with a lot of breaks. Leighton served for the first and third set there. And Cedric managed to get out of it with a similar feel of what's happening today. So hopefully that's not sitting on Leighton's mind a little bit, because I know he felt he should have won that match. but he played very well, and if he can continue to just sort of hang on and be there, Cedric can go away at times.
Did Cedric serve and volley as much as he is today?
He actually served. Yes, he did, Jay. He served and volleyed more, but that was a fast indoor court and one that you know, in a way, you sort of have to do it on that court if you're the style of player that he is. But I actually expected him to play the way he is today against Leighton. I think he feels that when he plays Leighton, he has to be a little bit more aggressive and not sort of let Leighton start to dictate the way the play goes, because that's when he's very good. And, you know, Cedric obviously is a good all-round court player.
40-30.
And in Paris, in the tight situation, Cedric actually served very well. Came up with a lot of big serves, and he did that in the tie-break, and he did it in the games in that first set when he got into trouble, although I guess Leighton got back and had his chance. But Cedric does serve well under pressure.
Jeu. France. France mène par 4 jeux à 2.
Well, strangely enough, Todd, Cedric is only at 40% for the match, and in the tiebreaker, when he really needed it, though, his first serve percentage was poor. But now in this second set, he's served 3 times, and his percentage is back up to 63%. So maybe he feels he's back on track with his serve.
I think he's definitely a confidence player, and once he gets on a roll, he can keep going and keep swinging well. And you know, obviously he's got a head now, and he's going to keep going. But he hits an incredible amount of miss hits, especially when he's sitting courtside. You notice it more.
There's one right there, but mainly off the forehand side, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the side, obviously, that Leighton's been trying to break down if he can. And he can't go there every shot. You've got to go the backhand a bit, but Cedric's forehand is the lot weaker link.
Beautifully played point. Versatility on the Pioline backhand. He can come over the ball, or when he approaches, so often slices.
30-15.
Wasn't the easiest overhead to hit either in the end. A high defensive lob by Leighton. And there's Leighton making the error, just going for too much off the forehand again, a little prematurely.
Well, it's the one down the line, over the higher part of the net, that he's having more trouble with.
I think that comes about, Fitzy, just because you're not quite sure what type of point Cedric's going to play, whether he's going to be aggressive and come in, or whether he's just going to rally a few around. And because you're unsure, you start thinking more, and it's... Tactically, it's good playing from Cedric to not let Leighton have a feel of what each point's going to be like.
Jeu Australie. France mène par 4 jeux à 3.
So Nuke having a lot to say to young Leighton on the change of ends. Leighton playing beautiful tennis, just a little bit rash at times on the forehand. There's Sebastian Grosjean, who was beaten in the opening rubber by Mark Philippoussis in straight sets. And you can see quite a haze in the stadium. And that's because different to Australian stadiums, they allow smoking. In fact, there's 2 areas in the stadium. One area for smoking and one area for chain smoking.
Well, actually, they don't let you smoke in the stand, but you only got to go sort of outside the stand, and it's all the same hall, and it's actually not great for breathing out on the court. I don't know if I wouldn't play a long singles point and trying to suck in the air right now.
The intensity has gone out of the match slightly. A few more balls being missed than there was in the first set. Tough to keep that standard up though for a long period of time. Leighton's going to get back into this match. He needs to break here and break quickly.
A few free points from Leighton, which is so unusual from him, because that's usually where he wears people down and gets people impatient, and right now Cedric's not having to worry about that, and that's probably Leighton's biggest strength.
Cedric Pioline really looking confident now.
He really is a nice player to watch, though. You play all court, serve and volley, rallies well. And done very well on all surfaces also. There we go. Give him some more compliments, we'll get a few more freebies.
Well, his intensity has gone a little bit late, hasn't it? He's not playing quite as well as he was during that first set. His tempo's gone off a little bit, making a few more errors earlier in the points. And that really has taken the pressure off Cedric Pioline. So Leighton now really under the gun, down the first set, and serving to stay in this second one at 3-5.
He needs to gather himself now. That was not really an inspiring game, that previous one from Leighton. Expecting to really dig in at this stage.
I think a key point for Leighton's game at the present stage, I know he's working extremely hard on it with Darren Cahill, and that's his serve. Being not the biggest guy on the circuit, and you can see today he's not getting quite as many free points as what Pioline is off that first serve, and that ends up putting a lot of pressure on the rest of your game. Something that I know a lot about. And you too, I believe, Fitzy.
Hey. You're not allowed to come up here and be nasty now, Ted.
No, he was fair. In fact, I think that's about the kindest thing that's ever been said about your second serve.
He served well on the first set, though, Leighton.
Yeah, he certainly has improved his serve a lot. He's got a lot more bite on it and a lot more power, but if it does go off, then he has to rely so much on his legs. And, you know, especially on the clay, you just don't get any free point. You have to work hard and hard and hard.
Rough bounce. Leighton stays within a shot. Pioline will serve for the second set. Newcombe spent a lot of time with Leighton Hewitt on the change, preparing him for this game. Vital game for Australia. France serving for a 2-set to love lead. 5-4.
A good opening point there from Hewitt, though, and boy, does he need it right now. He needs to lift his tempo here and be ready for Pioline when Cedric serves and volleys on the big point here.
Good Aussie kid.
Good kid.
I like that kid. Love 15.
This is what we've been waiting for, is for Leighton to make him play as much as we can. In the service game prior on Cedric's serve, he didn't make him play. Made a few unforced errors. That's Cedric's wife. I guess a little nervous. She's up out of her seat. Interestingly enough, the wives and family are sitting right behind the French team, and the French were so kind as to put our wives and family, I think, the Fanatics, which is, I'm sure they're happy with, but
I'm sure the Fanatics are happy to be with them.
A little bit biased. Okay, here we go. We need this one.
Wow, what an ordinary game so far from Pioline.
Well, I guess he's feeling it. I mean, everybody gets nervous. And as we said, he mishits a lot of balls. He comes up the back of it so severely to get the top spin. And 0-40. Come on, one more. Let's get back to square again in this set.
3 break points. And Nukes counted them up.
Premier service.
To be biased today, aren't I? I can sit in.
Absolutely,
you must be biased. The more biased, the better.
I'm getting nervous. That's all right. It's much easier sitting here though than it was by the side of the court. But
Pioline coming to the net, and he's under pressure. And top spin lob of Hewitt's just missing the baseline. 1 break point save, 2 to face. Hewitt desperately trying to get back into the second set. It was a makeable backhand volley. He had a second thought and let it go. Beautiful forehand down the line, opening up the court. Took his time, prudently played back, and there it was. It was makeable. And just caught the line. And Newcombe really doesn't care very much about this game.
S'il vous plaît. Thank you.
One more break point.
Oh, he's missed it.
Australie.
And isn't that incredible? He's done all the hard work to get back. Simple forehand volley. He's just overplayed it beyond the baseline, and Leighton Hewitt has broken back. A manful effort from the 18-year-old.
And wouldn't it be interesting if Hewitt serves for the first set, loses it in a tiebreaker, a heartbreaker? If the same thing happened here, Pioline served for the set, and Leighton could actually get on the board here and equal the match at 1 set all, then what would happen to both players?
Well, then I think Leighton has the upper hand, because that's what he does so well. He's so competitive, he plays so well, he plays so hard. And that was the prime example of Leighton Hewitt right there. 5-4, he breaks back, does everything he has to do. Nothing special, just all he has to do.
Oh!
Not a great first point there, though, now, because this is the time after you do that, you really got to knuckle down on those first couple of points. That's where you can really sort of, you know, put your foot into it from the good work that you've just done. So we've got to keep pushing here. You know, it's often you get that point like that off the guy that just lost serve, because he's still thinking about what he should have done, what, you know, I had my chance, and I want a couple more of those, though.
Again, Leighton pressing on the forehand when it wasn't appropriate. He really wasn't going to produce a forcing shot from that position. So Leighton in trouble, 15-30.
Good service.
So far, 4 errors this game. No points really being decided by what I call good play.
I'm wondering if Cedric is just a touch tight.
Well, it's interesting. In Paris, that match went to 7-6 in the third. But, you know, it was an indoor court and it was fast. It wasn't a super long match in time. And I thought he got a little tired there. So the longer Leighton can keep him out here today, the better his chances are.
Just getting the inside of the line and keeping low that time.
Oh, the beauty of a free point.
Yeah, exactly what we're talking about just a couple of games ago about the serve with Leighton. That one got a little bit of help from the line, though. We'll take that.
Well, he missed that volley, but Leighton's volleying certainly has improved over the past 12 months. A bit unlucky there. This ball got a little bit too high where he couldn't really get full grip on the ball. It's an awkward backhand volley, but he played it quite well, just missing the baseline. Back at juice. France has won the first set. It's 5-all in the second. brashness on the forehand, overplaying the ball. Pressing too much, and the error comes. Now France with break point to go up 6-5. And the crowd has gone crazy. This time it's Pioline who presses too much on his favoured side.
Thought that was a much better point. The point prior, Leighton just went backhand to backhand with Cedric, and that's Cedric's best shot, is that topspin backhand. That time he made him have to think about where to hit the next shot, slide, keep moving. That's the type of point he needs to play, I think, to get that type of error off Cedric. Otherwise, Cedric's happy just hitting the topspin backhand cross-court all day. Leighton's good at that too, but then someone's got to press, and if Leighton has, he hasn't been able to win the point from there.
He just hesitated rather than really just go for the winner off the forehand then. He just measured it and was a little bit more conservative. Tight match.
Well played break point for being down break point.
That forehand error. Leighton's favourite serve too. He fades the second one out to that forehand on that first court most of the time.
It's also deliberate, I think, as well. I know that he and Darren Cale talked about that one when they played in Paris against Pioline, so I'm sure that that's going to be the focus for today, is to give him that one. Cedric hasn't done too much of it today, but he usually tries to chip and charge and get in, so when the second serve goes to backhand, he does that. So by serving to the forehand, you stop it.
And Leighton has wrapped up the game. He leads 6-5 in the second set. Great fight back by Leighton Hewitt. Lost the first set narrowly, 9-7 in the tiebreaker after serving for the first set. When Pioline served for this set, Leighton Hewitt broke back manfully. And now he is leading 6-5. Pioline to serve, trying to force the tiebreaker in the second set. The match is 2 hours and 13 minutes old.
We haven't finished the second set yet.
Long match if it goes to 5. Beautiful serve volley combination. Deep probing backhand volley with a little bit of slice to make it cut through. Leighton was at full stretch and unable to control the passing shot. Oh. 12 years difference between the two players.
Well, that's a big forehand. He's tempting him one more time out there, and that time Pioline went for broke and hit it cleanly. There's no miss hit on that forehand.
20-0.
And he's finally got one where he's really gone for it.
Keep the change from that one.
Well, you can afford to go for it at 40 love down.
40-15.
Sometimes a shot like this can really turn things around. One quick point, beautiful early preparation, hitting right through the flight of the ball. Magnificent volley by Pioline, anticipating the backhand across court and forcing the tiebreaker. He's looking a little weary. Well played point. You could see the anticipation. What a magnificent backhand volley. A little bit of slice on the inside edge of the line. It really skidded through. So now...
Critical time, J.A., I think, to try to get a few of the early points in this tiebreaker. The last tiebreaker he went down 4-love rather quickly, and he ended up pulling it back. But if he could get off to a start here, get his first point, then maybe one of Cedric's two serves.
Unusual call.
Called wide. And what a point from Leighton Hewitt. Did he make Cedric Pioline cover some ground in that point?
Tell you what, I was umming and ahhing and calling balls halfway through the point.
French don't like the call.
I'm actually surprised Cedric perhaps didn't get him to have a look. It was pretty close, but obviously not close enough.
It's in the same postcode.
I was being fair.
That's a good point for
No
Hewitt.
no time to be fair.
Good point for Hewitt, though, guys.
Excellent.
Made Pioline do a lot of work there, and Cedric is breathing hard.
He did. He looked weary towards the end of the second set in that last game before the tiebreaker. He's done a lot of work over the last 2.5 hours.
Point just dropped the return a little bit short and allowed Cedric to hit that heavy whipping forehand, and this was a pretty basic volley in the end.
Un partout.
That's a nice one to have, that 3-point, big first serve, well placed, right in the corner of that tee box. 1-2.
Pressure back on Leighton. 1-2. Slice of Pioline's really kept low. And it's questionable whether this shot was really on. Look, the backswing very, very high. Look how low the ball is. Just couldn't get the racket beneath the ball enough to affect the topspin. And Leighton in a little trouble at 1-3.
Les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
Well struck ball, but no luck for Leighton. He was in trouble in the first tiebreaker, but he came back.
4-1. France.
4-1.
Come on, Cedric. Hello.
The short ball on both occasions there, though, costing Leighton. Maybe just a fraction slow to respond and get in, but Pioline a little fortunate to get away with those slices. 4-1.
Thank you.
Just 100% luck from Cedric Pioline off the edge of the frame of the racket, skewed into the air for a perfect topspin forehand lob right into the corner, and France goes to a lead of 5-1 on the change of ends.
Yeah, you could see him apologise there as he went past Leighton at the net post. That was pure luck. Leighton, I tell you, he's been a bit unlucky in this break. He's played some well-structured points. Very unlucky to be down 5-1 here.
Nothing you could do except watch it land right in the corner.
Merci.
And Pioline with one more point on serve, and this really is a must point for Leighton. 5-1.
Well, 5-2.
France.
2 quick points here on his own serve, and he definitely has a fighting chance, Leighton Hewitt here.
It's similar to what happened in that first set tiebreak, and what we hoped and talked about didn't happen. But let's hope he can give himself a chance and get back to square again, get even.
Well, against the Russians, he served and volleyed the odd time in situations like this. Gain a quick point. Rash shot by Pioline. He's feeling the pressure.
Yeah, that's actually more Pioline's normal play, is to get in on that backhand like that and be aggressive, but tough to do it right now when you haven't played any in the whole match.
The ball came through quite fast. He just stood there flat-footed and lashed at it. 5-3.
Really great serve. Great serve, set that point up right down the tee. Hit the line. And I think Leighton thought it may have actually been going to float wide, and he did a good job of finishing it off with the forehand.
I don't know whether he's complaining about his own forehand or whether he feels that Cedric has just been a bit lucky here.
No, I think he's just saying, get in there, mate, and hit it, and have a go.
Okay, 5-4.
Huge serve. 2-0-3.
Big serve on a big point. And now France with 2 set points to go up 2 sets to love. Courageous play by Leighton Hewitt. A manful effort, fighting every single inch of the way, saving set point. 5-6 points now on serve.
S'il vous plaît.
That's his best serve of the match. He's leveled the tiebreaker at 6 points all. Magnificent serve and volley.
Well, you picked that, J.A. It was a round-arm volley, wasn't it? I mean, I think he saw that the first serve was so good, and he saw the return floating, that he had to come in and take the risk, take it in the air. But what a pressure moment this is. Carbon copy of the first set.
Well, Cedric Pioline, I think, made an error when he had 5 points to 2 and really lashed out at the return of serve rather than forcing Leighton to play. And now Leighton with another point on serve. If he wins it, he'll have set point to level the match. Incredible poise for anyone, let alone an 18-year-old. Very rowdy crowd. His concentration absolutely perfect.
Thank you.
Just long.
Well, he took the risk, didn't he? Twice in that rally. He played the lower percentage shot up the line over the high part of the net. And on the second occasion, just hitting it over the baseline.
Now it's set point for France for the third time. The lead 2 sets to love. Still Leighton appearing unperturbed by the predicament. Incredible volley right on the edge of the line. Heartbreaking for Leighton Hewitt. France leads 2 sets to love.
Just the tiniest of margins away from leading 2 sets to love in this match, and he has to start again, Todd.
I think he can still come back, Fitzy, but it's going to be a tough one to get back from here. But you're so right. I mean, really, he could have been up 2 sets to love, but it's just been such a tight match, a real seesawing everywhere. Critical now that he gets off a good start in this third set, just to keep pressure on Cedric, because you never know, Cedric may just wander off in concentration, and if he can get an early break, you might get sneak a quick set.
Okay, Pioline to serve now, starting the third set. stone. They say you need a little bit of luck to get over the line sometimes, and Leighton, he really hasn't had much, has he, so far in this match?
No, he hasn't, Fitzy. I think John Newcombe, what he should do at the next change of ends is remind Leighton Hewitt of the Pat Rafter-Cedric Pioline match in the Davis Cup in 1996 on the opening day when Rafter came back against Pioline from 2 sets to love down. I think it would be an appropriate moment to mention that.
And then give him a dictionary. Because when Nuke used the word attrition,
yeah, that's right.
Pat reckoned he didn't know what he was talking about.
I just think, J.A., that Leighton's lacked a little bit of that real fire today. Maybe he's trying to keep himself under control, but he's strangely subdued, I think.
Alan, I know it's Todd here, and I know that something I think that perhaps a few people have spoken to Leighton about was not getting too fired up and being in the French crowd's face. I think everybody felt it was important that he kept fired up within himself and kept it honed towards the team members, but not towards the crowd, so as to not bring them into the play so much.
Yes, quite admirable sentiments, though. I just think, though, he's just not quite on fire like he usually is.
Beautiful touch from Cedric Pioline, and probably with a little bit of luck again. I'll tell you, Alan, there is no doubt that Leighton is trying 1,000% though. Played beautiful tennis.
Pioline continues to cover the cross-court passes, though, doesn't he, John? He's been there so many times off both wings of Hewitt. He seems to go across court virtually all the time.
You'd never see a better drop volley than that. Pioline leads 2 sets to love and 1 love in the 3rd set. Match has been in progress for 2 hours and 37 minutes. Full house here at the Acropolis Centre, and a huge number of former Davis Cup players. Stan Smith from the United States, Jaime Fiol from Chile.
Somewhere in that crowd right there is also Fred Stolle and Owen Davidson.
A couple of great Australian players.
Probably having a beer with the Fanatics somewhere.
Well, Fred gets thirsty from time to time.
Zero counts.
Pioline not being able to get right onto this one. He looped it with a lot of top-spin. And Leighton just miscuing on the lob, giving Pioline the easy overhead, who makes no mistake. Both players doing an awful lot of work. Full stretch. Love 30. And the double fault. gives Pioline 3 break points in the second game of the third set. Love 40. Forget intent on his man.
That was a difficult shot. That ball stayed very low there, and Leighton adjusted beautifully. I think he intended always to go down the line here, but watch how low this ball shoots, and he really has to dig that one out. That's a clever shot. 1 break point saved.
Early break for Pioline, and he encourages the crowd to support him. Pioline played a vital role in the Davis Cup final 1996 against the Swedes. He would love to win the cup in front of his home crowd. Pioline leading 2 sets to love, 2 games to love. Serving. Double faults for Pioline in the match, 5 for Leighton Hewitt. Again, Leighton just pressing a bit too much on the forehand.
And I think sometimes on this clay, you feel like you have to go for slightly too good a shot, because if you don't, then it will generally come back. Just a bit slower than the indoor courts that Leighton's been playing on of late. Certainly slower than the Davis Cup venue in Brisbane. And maybe just over-pressing on the odd occasion on the forehand. Pioline getting into a strong position here now. He's starting to grab this match by the scruff of the net. Leading 40-15 in this game now to take a 3-love lead.
Premier service.
Todd, you're going to leave us after this game. Thanks for joining us and giving us your insights. And more than that, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
The Woodies are back.
We're back. I think we'll do well. Great shot.
Beautiful passing shot on a full stretch, straight down the line.
It's these occasions, I think, that everybody wants to play in and wants to have a chance to play in. And I know that there's still plenty of tennis left in this set and this match. But if Leighton doesn't get through, that Mark and I will be out there trying to put us ahead.
You get him a nice cup of warm
tuck
chocolate
him into
tonight.
bed.
Yep. Must be interesting playing with a senior statesman.
It is, J.A., and I'll see you on court tomorrow.
Good luck, Todd.
Thank you.
Pioline leads. That's been out there. In fact, you could say if it weren't for bad luck, Leighton wouldn't have had any luck at all. Serving love 3, trailing 2 sets to love.
15-0.
I'm not sure whether Cedric isn't feeling a pinch and he's going to just let this game go rather easily, gather himself for the final run to the line.
Well, it's always dangerous to do that, though, John, isn't it? You don't want to lose any rhythm, and he hasn't been serving at a high percentage, Cedric. I'll certainly give it to him, though. His second serve has been pretty good under pressure, but his first serve percentage is very low. Still only at 38% for the whole match. And he doesn't want to give Leighton a sniff here, or Hewitt will be all over him. So 3-love to France, and Leighton Hewitt really can't afford to go down another break here, serving at 40-15.
Leighton hangs on, stays inside. 3 games to 1.
Call now for information on a club near you. Tennis, you're gonna love it.
Merci. S'il vous plaît, merci.
And Leighton's appealing, just thinking that he's received the first bit of good luck in the whole match. This one just carries over a little floating return, and that is good luck.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. He's still got a sense of humor, and he is still fighting. And another lob pays dividends. And I think we've mentioned it a few times, if of the 2 players, Pioline is feeling the pinch a little bit more. This is a fine lob. Unusual footwork, Fitzy. Beautiful attempt at a high backhand volley, but he had to go for the punt.
He's got a good vertical leap, Cedric, hasn't he?
Thank you.
Love 30.
Second service.
I can't help feeling that Sedgwick was lucky to get away with that. I think Leighton's been going down the line with that backhand most of the time, straight to the Pioline backhand volley. He's sensing that Pioline is moving that way, and he tried to change the direction of that one. Not able to clear the net, so 15-30.
Pioline really sitting on the cross-court passing shots of Leighton Hewitt. He dug this backhand volley out with a bit of side spin. Ball deviated off the surface, made it that much harder for Leighton to really get a rip at it. All.
Merci.
Serve at a critical time.
40-30.
Je pense. And Pioline has locked up a lead of 4-1 in the third set. The crowd beginning their chant for a player that really is worth supporting for the French. Cedric Pioline has played with some real fortitude. Leighton Hewitt isn't done yet, though. Just 18 years of age. He has played flawless tennis, hasn't had much of the luck to this point, but he's still in there fighting. It's just one break of serve. He is down 2-0 and 4-1.
Merci. Thank you.
Both sets being won in a tiebreaker. Hewitt serving. Just a little bit flat on the forehand. His clearances are reduced. There's so many of them. Have just cleared the baseline. John Newcombe couldn't be disappointed with Leighton's performance, though. He certainly has played at the highest level.
All he can do here really is just hang in there, isn't it? Make Pioline serve this match out, because he faltered in the second set, Cedric, when he served for the set. And if Leighton can somehow get one set on the board here, he'll still be a realistic chance to win this match. But he's facing a bit of trouble here now, though, down the break. And 15-30, this is a must-win game for Australia. Wasn't quite enough on that forehand. Pioline picked it and whipped the winner across court. Oh, terrific forehand from Hewitt, saving himself on that point. Pioline pressing on him, John, wasn't he? He really had a go at the first return of serve. Tried to pin Hewitt down on the back of the court.
Two beautiful backhands, one across court, and then forced it just as much down the line.
Well, before Jay senses it, he knows that a break here will really bust this match wide open, and so does the crowd.
30-40.
Break point to France.
S'il vous plaît.
Leighton still has the courage to go for his shots, though. Hesitation whatsoever. Forehand that's let him down so many times. He still went for it. Time getting a little bit of work on the ball. Forehand back down the line. Break point for France for a 5-1 lead.
Great serve there from Hewitt. Boy, is he hanging on well here. And you just never know, do you? Hanging on here, he might save a few break points, make Pioline start thinking about it. A whole different complex can come over this match.
Pioline wants the double break, that's for sure.
Back to Juice.
Pioline just grubbing the ball back into play.
Avantage France.
Courageous shot by Pioline.
Yeah, smart play, wasn't it? Had the courage of his convictions here, John. He stood in on that second serve. That's his favourite shot on the backhand side. He's won him a lot of matches over the years, and he secures the double break now. And I guess it seems a little inevitable now that France will equal Australia on the day's success and level this tie at 1 match all.
Merci.
Don't count our man out yet, though. 5-1.
About Leighton. He makes a player serve it out against him. No free points from the young Aussie.
Premier service.
Again, no luck for Leighton. Pioline had gone to cover the line. Leighton had gone across court. He'd won the point, but the ball just caught the top of the net.
There's a standing ovation here now at the Acropolis in Nice for their man, Cedric Pioline.
S'il vous plaît. Thank you.
Well, it's strange, isn't it? He's been searching for that one all day, I think, Leighton. And in future, I think, he'll play Cedric again. He'll try to use that shot because Pioline is covering the backhand volley a lot when he serves and volleys. 30-15. Great shot from Hewitt.
Consecutive winners. And now Cedric has something to think about. Three consecutive winners off the return of serve for Leighton Hewitt, and he's rewarded with a break-back point. Three cold winners.
What a fabulous fight back from Hewitt.
Leighton has the break back. France leads 5-2. And there's the welcome for Cedric Pioline.
It's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it, John, here?
Not at all. Leighton would dearly love to get a quick game here and put the pressure straight back on Pioline. Beautifully structured point from Cedric, moving Leighton all over the court. Really on the full stretch, and then Cedric just measuring this one, not playing any more than what he needed to down the line. Love 15.
Well, at the very least, Leighton needs to make Pioline serve this match out. Make him go through the pressure game of serving out the match. It's always the hardest one to win. In trouble here, though, at love 30.
Good serve from Leighton, the slider wide to the forehand.
Thank you. That's second set. Second service. S'il vous plaît.
Perfect forehand there from Leighton. Good second serve, good solid one. Set up the short return.
be frustrating for Pioline. He's had 30 love in the previous game, love 30 in this game. Sort of demoralising.
Yeah, well, mentally, you start getting a bit desperate. You want to finish the match off and get into the locker room. The longer it's prolonged, the more difficult it gets mentally. It's called good. What a composed shot there from Hewitt, John.
Cedric had that high backhand volley. He just couldn't quite get enough snap on it to make it a winner. And Leighton's speed was always going to run it down. Now a point for Australia to bring it back to 5-3.
Shot that backhand hit beautifully up the line. The opening was there. And I tell you what, Pioline, from his point of view, he wants to finish this match now. He doesn't want to have to go through another service game against Hewitt, who is starting to lift here a little bit.
He just keeps coming at him, not letting up at all. No luck for Leighton, off the top of the net, just missed the sideline by a centimetre, and it's match point for France.
Avantage France. Les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
Courageous play by Leighton Hewitt.
Extraordinary poise. The crowd was cheering, trying to disrupt Leighton. Remained composed. Beautiful first serve. Measured the short forehand, hit it for what it's worth, and courageously followed it to the net.
And he's desperate here to make Pioline serve the match, John. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it is going to be a very difficult game for Cedric Pioline if he has to come out and serve at 5-4 in this set. After leading 5-1 and already having one match point, crucial that Leighton holds on here. No mistake with that short forehand.
Another big first serve. He's a tough competitor, Leighton. Great junior.
Thank you.
Pioline sprayed one there, and the pressure reverts to Cedric Pioline now. And the Aussies just sense something, I think. This is going to be a difficult game for Pioline, particularly if he misses his first serve. Leighton Hewitt is not out of this match yet.
Well, Leighton has had a heady experience over the last few months when he played Todd Martin in the United States in Boston. His opening Davis Cup match, that was the biggest match of his life. That was exceeded when he played Kafelnikov, and now it's gone to a new high. That is a very nervous second serve from Pioline. It's almost to be expected. The pressure has been mounting. Serve has lost its rhythm.
Thank you.
Tried to nurse that first one in.
For a moment, I thought it might have cleared the net.
And you know, the interesting thing, Pioline was standing flat-footed in the centre of the court. He is feeling a little bit weary. Watch this in replay. The ball was virtually conceded had it gone over.
Exactly.
He wasn't making very good ground, and he wasn't covering the cross-court with the same eagerness he was earlier. 15 all. Pioline that time right on the backhand cross court. It's quite a modest approach shot. 30-15. Dufourget again on his feet.
30-15. Thank you. Merci.
Return of serve from Hewitt. Goodness me. The pressure is mounting here. And Pioline is struggling. And Nuke has a sniff here.
30 all. Pioline must know the passing shot's going to go across court. Deafening racket coming from the crowd.
Thank you.
Magnificent from Hewitt. He saw the opening, he had the courage of his convictions, and again Pioline was flat-footed. The forehand was too good, and a break point to Australia.
Beautifully measured forehand from Leighton.
Premier service. Thank you.
Serve and volley.
Quiet, please.
Well, what can you say? maybe Leighton could have gone for the lob there. He had a split second to make up his mind. He decided to try and guide that one down the line. Pioline was there. Saves the break point.
S'il vous plaît.
Vote!
Merci.
Vote!
Penetrating off the second serve when he returns serve, isn't he, John? The first serve of Pioline continues to desert him. It's down to 39% for the Max, 35% in this third set. And every time he has to hit a second serve, Hewitt is pressing. Just kept Pioline on the back foot, and he's got another break point here, Hewitt.
Thank you.
He's got it.
Australie.
Games are back on serve. France leads 5-4. It has been a remarkable comeback for the 18-year-old from South Australia. Has never been beaten in Davis Cup. This is his third tie.
Thank you.
Serving to level this third set. France lead 2-0.
And look, John, there's a long way to go, and no one knows what's going to happen here, but you'd have to imagine if somehow Leighton could pull this set out of the fire, he must be at least a 50-50 chance to win this.
Well, when you say it's a long way to go, you obviously think he's going to win in 5, because otherwise it's going to be over in a couple of minutes.
It's not beyond the realms of possibility here. Pioline looks like he's just hurting a little bit physically now.
Well, the body language tells a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and mentally he's starting to struggle, Cedric.
30-0.
What a great competitor Leighton Hewitt is. He hasn't wavered at any time. He's never looked disheartened. He's continued to go for his shots even when he's had trouble with his forehand from time to time. Oh, that was close.
Worth a question.
We're going to have a look. I don't think there'd be too many people who would have the courage to call this one in.
Well, it looked pretty obvious. Cedric confirmed that he thought the ball was out, and usually when a player does that.
Well, Cedric is at the highest respect of all players, being a real sportsman.
30-15. Space anyway. Since 5-1, he hasn't been able to make a mistake. Draw level here at 5-all. Oh, opening his shoulders, Leighton Hewitt. And he senses something special here, and so does Nuke.
Australie. Changement de balle, s'il vous plaît.
Leveled the third set at 5-all.
Just a reminder to viewers in Australia, we will be staying with this. The 7 Network will stay with this match until the very last ball is hit.
And then about a half-hour celebration afterwards. Great first day. It's what we were expecting. Great tennis. Mark Philippoussis got Australia off to a wonderful start over Sebastian Grosjean in 3 straight sets. He played awesome tennis. Leighton Hewitt has not had the run of the race to this point. He lost the first set in a tiebreaker 9-7.
Premier service.
Second set also in a tiebreaker. Now he's recovered from a 5-1 deficit to level this third set at 5-all.
And he gets it with luck.
Pioline is, I wouldn't say he's falling apart, but he's fraying at the edges. Loss of concentration there.
Wait, please.
Goodness me. It's amazing that a player can be down 2 sets to love, J.A.
And be this confident.
And look like he's going to win the match.
I wonder if Alan Stone thinks he's got the fire going now.
Well, that's exactly right, Jay. I think for the first time this last 20 minutes or so, he really is playing like we know he can with the emotion that he puts into it. I thought it's been missing for most of the match.
Boy, that's good tennis though from Pioline. 2 very difficult volleys there. Leighton is making him play every ball for what it's worth.
Alan, this is extraordinary tennis though, isn't it?
Yes, look, it's just fantastic to sit and watch this. And as you said, it's Davis Cup tennis at its best. The drama that you just don't see this in tournament tennis.
Beautiful touch. Geez, played some wonderful touch volleys, Cedric Pioline. He's hanging on. He knows that his best chance of winning this match is in this third set. Incredible. He knew the ball was going across court. He was there. Maybe a little tired.
Break point, John. 5-all, 30-40. Hewitt has come back from 5-1 in this third set. Has a chance now to win 5 games on the trot.
Merci. S'il vous plaît.
It's bad luck, isn't it? Ball hitting the top of the net and just the angle that it hit the net pushed it wide. Pioline hangs on this time. Back to Juice.
S'il vous plaît. Les joueurs sont prêts, s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît, merci.
He finds one up the line.
That's it. The first real penetrating passing shot up the line off the backhand from Hewitt, and he pulls it off.
Nobody home. Element of surprise. You can see the player would normally be clearly on the right side of the centre line to cover the line. Pioline was across the centre, looking for the cross court. Break point for Australia.
Classic serve and volley, though, and all of a sudden Pioline making some first serves here.
Well, Hewitt isn't the only one with a bit of guts. Pioline encouraged to serve and volley in a crisis situation.
And that's not a good sign from France's point of view.
That is really a rash thing to try. Sometimes that happens when you've been under the gun for so long. Break point.
Thank you.
For Australia.
Ready.
For a 6-5 lead.
You've got to say that was a magnificent half volley from Pioline under pressure. Have a look at this. Perfect return. You'd expect at least to get a reasonably simple passing shot off that return. But he hit a Luho half volley into the corner and picked the passing shot again. Saves the break point. Back to Juice. Should have said a Patrick Rafter half volley down the line. Well, physically they look different, don't they? Hewitt covered the court very well there. This match has been going for over 3.5 hours and he was up with that ball easily.
Thank
Something
you.
they've practiced.
Fourth break point to Hewitt.
Hewitt concedes the ball was on the line without hesitation.
And you know, Alan, you're so right when you say that Davis Cup tennis just produces the highest quality matches sometimes, and both of these players not lying down. Great courage from both camps here.
Yes, well, particularly now from Pioline. This hometown crowd, I think, would be starting to give him a little bit of a hard time if he drops this set, so he's really got to hang on hard here. It's a gutsy effort to continue to serve volley, though, under enormous pressure as Hewitt's ground strokes are really starting to find their mark. So full marks to Pioline.
Pioline has hung on. He leads 2 sets to love and 6-5. So the Mexican wave is going around the stadium. A little bit of relief for the French fans. They could see this match slipping away. They've got one last chance. Leighton Hewitt serving. 5-6.
sense from that first point, John, that Pioline has just got a bit of a second wind here. Or maybe it's by now in the match it's about the third or fourth wind, but he definitely lifted the tempo on that point. He hit the ball harder, more crisply, and he looks a little dangerous here. He wants to finish the match now.
Any doubt that he's worked out that if he is to play conservatively, it won't be enough. He's got to take risks. He's got to win it. Leighton will not lose the match. Leighton's ready to play. The crowd won't let it happen.
S'il vous plaît.
What a shot under pressure. Goodness. Perfect composure. Absolutely chose the right shot to hit, but you've got to be good enough to do it in this circumstance.
15-30.
What's the early preparation here? I was thinking across court. Pioline was thinking down the line, and Hewitt hit the lob.
15-30. Two match points for France.
Merci. S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît.
A well-earned win by Cedric Pioline. His teammates ecstatic. Sébastien Grosjean congratulating him. And as we always expected, this would be a great tie. The popular 30-year-old Frenchman has won a titanic 3-hour and 40-minute battle. He's thanking the crowd who have supported him from the moment he entered the stadium.
Well, it would be unfair, John, to say that wasn't a classic Davis Cup match, because it was. It was 3 straight sets. But goodness, for a second there, we all thought that might go the distance if Leighton could just continue that form in the latter half of the third set, sneak that set. Maybe he could take the match to the distance.